Head to Omaze.com/Trent Palmer for your chance to win a 4x4 Sprinter van with an $80,000 conversion. What's up, guys? We are less than 1 week away from the start of the High Sierra Fly-In 2021. And for those that don't know, the High Sierra Fly-In is the biggest and most epic backcountry fly-in in the world. Thousands of people come out to this lake bed to celebrate aviation and also to be a part of and witness the World Championship Stoll Drags, which will be happening here in less than a week. But like clockwork, about this time of the year, I start getting a lot of messages asking certain questions about the High Sierra, about how to get out here, etiquette, what to bring, all that. Well, that's what this video is about. Alright guys, first things first, I'm going to assume that you are flying in since this is a fly-in, and if you haven't yet, make sure you check out the Stoll Tam, which is the Stoll Notum for the entire event. I'll put a link in the description below, but this is something that you need to read through entirely as well as print out and keep in your airplane. It's gonna run through all of the procedures, both approach, departure, as well as emergency procedures for the event, as well as all the frequencies that you need to be on or operate on in the area. And while I'm talking to you guys about frequencies, I should mention that I know that fingers and forefingers are pretty common discrete frequencies we use for air-to-air communications. So if you're flying in with a group and it's during a busier part of the fly-in and you're hearing a lot of other people on frequency, maybe consider finding a different discrete frequency so you're not clogging up the radio space for everyone else that's approaching and departing the area. Also, surface condition this year, the lake bed's pretty nice. It's a little rough over here. I'm actually on the west end because I was inspecting the road to drive into here, but on the north end where the event is held, it's a lot smoother. I'd say you're fairly safe in pretty much any airplane. I mean, we've had jets land out here. It has been pretty dry, although there may be weather moving in the next couple days, which could help. But as far as things go, you can pretty much land any airplane out here, but do be aware that it's not perfect asphalt. It can be a little soft and definitely dusty at times, so, you know, pilot's discretion on that one. Now, for anyone looking to participate in the Stoll Drags, if you have not raced in them before and not gone through the training, you need to be here before Thursday, because Thursday is when the pilot training will be going on. Then Friday will be qualifying and the big show will be on Saturday. Now, for anyone driving in as a support vehicle or maybe coming out as a spectator on Saturday, as of right now, the best path in is gonna be on the west side of the lake bed. Basically, from US 395, you're gonna get off at Doyle, you're gonna work your way to Fish Springs Road, take that all the way up to Honey Lake Way. You'll take a left on Honey Lake Way, go up and you'll take a right with the road. It gets pretty silty, kind of rough, as well as Fish Springs Road is pretty washboardy, so anyone driving in a camper, just be aware. It is a little dusty, a little rough. You do the little Burning Man hack where you tape over the seals for your doors and windows if you're worried about getting dust inside your camper. But honestly, if you're that worried about it, I don't know if I'd bring it out to High Sierra. Regardless of rough road, if you do have a camper and you can have someone drive that out for you while you're flying your plane in, I highly recommend it. It can get very cold out here, which I'll get into more later, but a camper is super nice to have. But if you're thinking to yourself, I don't have a camper, I wish I did, well, right now might be your chance thanks to the sponsor of this video, Omaze, who's going to be giving away a custom 4x4 Sprinter van with an $80,000 conversion by Vansmith. And for those that don't know, Omaze gives away one-of-a-kind prizes and experiences while donating money to chosen charities across the world. Their sustainable approach means that nonprofits can spend less time and money raising funds and instead focus on serving the needs of their communities. And for this one winner will win a 4x4 customized Sprinter van with $80,000 of upgrades, including a fully customized interior, as well as your choice of adventure-ready exterior upgrades. Best of all, your Sprinter is sustainable. It has rooftop solar panels to power everything from the fridge to the interior lights, and you'll get Vansmith's Green Package, which features all natural build materials, as well as a carbon offset package to fund environmental repair programs. You'll have your choice of either having the van delivered to you or get flown out to the Vansmith headquarters so you can road trip her home. Now for this one, you'll be supporting the Honnold Foundation. The Honnold Foundation envisions a world where all people have equal access to opportunity and live in balance with the environment. They believe in solar energy as a proven, environmentally sound solution to global energy poverty, and award grants to organizations whose projects are innovative, equity-focused, and have the potential to shift the narrative on what's possible for energy access worldwide. So, to potentially win a fully customized 4x4 Sprinter van and support the Honnold Foundation, head over to omaze.com/Trent Palmer. Thanks again, Omaze, for sponsoring this video. Now back to what to bring for camping out here. Now it can get very cold at night as well as moderately warm during the day. Because we are in the high desert, there's some very drastic temperature swings. So you need to make sure you bring warm clothes for the evenings, nights, and mornings, as well as just know that you're probably gonna be taking off some layers during the day. If you're gonna be tent camping, I highly suggest you have like a pretty good sleeping bag as well as an insulated sleeping pad. It's a lifesaver. Also, short of like 1 or 2 years, we normally have at least one day that gets pretty breezy out. So make sure that you stake your tent down. Also, tie downs. For airplanes, make sure you bring tie downs. I recommend either fly ties or the claw. Both of those seem to do a pretty good job in the dirt that is out here. As far as like the dog stake type things that thread in, out here on this type dirt, I don't trust them as much. So I would highly recommend you bring something like fly ties or the claw. Now, since I've gotten so many comments over the years, I'm just gonna start rattling off some do's and don'ts. Do, pack it in, pack it out. If you can fit it to get it out here, you can fit it on your flight or drive home. There will be no dumpsters out here, so make sure you leave this place as clean as when you showed up. And I'm talking even firewood. If you set up your own little fire pit at your camp, make sure you clean that up afterwards. This is private property. These guys are very nice for hosting us, so make sure we leave this place as nice as when we got here. Don't throw any trash in the porta potties. I don't know what it is with people, but it seems like every year someone decides that the porta potty looks like a trash can to them and they start throwing their drinks in there. Come on, guys. We're adults. Don't do that stuff. Do keep your friends accountable, though. So if you see one of your buddies doing something like that, littering or throwing trash in the porta potties or just acting like an idiot, call them out on it. And it kills me, but we had one year that Toby had his grader out here far back on his property, and someone thought it would be a fun idea to go and throw rocks through all his windows, which was absolutely not cool. So we have to do our best part to self-regulate. If you see anyone acting like an idiot, make sure you call them out on it. Now, don't start a fight with them. Remember, we're all friends out here, but do call people out. Let's make sure that we can make this a fun and successful event this year as well as many years in the future. Do bring in your own water. There is absolutely no water out here. As far as showers, people have asked about that. Well, if you're bringing a camper, hopefully you have access to that. If you flew your plane out, you're kind of out of luck. There is a hot springs called Bonham Ranch, roughly 10 miles to the northeast of here. If you want to just go and rinse off the dust, that's a pretty good option. Do bring a one wheel or a bike if you have the ability to fit it, because when you get out here, it might seem like someone's parked right next to you, but there's something that's deceiving about the lake bed, and things are a lot farther away than they look. And without some form of rolling transportation, your feet are gonna get pretty tired from walking back and forth, checking out everyone's airplanes and hanging out at camp. Don't, however, bring your ATV or side-by-side and go doing freaking donuts near camp. If you're gonna go do that kind of stuff, get way away from camp. We already have enough dust to deal with. We don't need that. Do follow the no prop line, meaning that where the porta potties are gonna be set is gonna be considered the prop no turn line. So when you pull up after landing, pull up to the porta potties, shut off your engine. You'll have to push your plane from there into parking. Hopefully you can find some friends to help you if you have a heavy plane. And same thing goes for departing. You'll have to push to pass the porta potties before you start your planes. This is just a safety thing to make sure that no kids or any bystanders get hurt. So on that note, do help push other people's aircraft when you see someone needing a hand. And also do purchase a ticket if you haven't yet. I've been behind the scenes of this fly-in for the past 5 or 6 years, and I know Quinn's been doing it for over 10, and it's a very expensive endeavor. And no matter how much he's charging for tickets these days, he's still nowhere near reimbursing himself how much money he put into this fly-in for the past 10. So it's just us pitching in to support where we can. Believe me, it's a fun event, it's worth it. He's got a ton of money going into the fireworks show for this year. Obviously the event has catering out here. He pays for all the porta potties, the firewood, all of that. It's no cheap ordeal, and that's your best way to support. So make sure you pick up a ticket if you haven't. I'm trying to think of what else. Do make sure that you have enough fuel for not only getting out here and getting back to an airport, but any playing that you might do while you're out here. Closest fuel stops are either gonna be Reno Stead or Susanville, which is just to the northwest of here. Both of them now do have dirt runways, so if you're trying not to wear out your tires, either works. For the most part, that's all I can think of at the moment. Make sure you do give both Kevin and Jess Quinn a high five if you see them out there. A lot of energy goes into this event. And going back to what I said before, remember that we're all friends out here. And we have to, as a group, make sure that we do our part to leave no trace on this event so that we can continue to enjoy this for years to come. So let's all work together to make sure that we don't ruin this for ourselves and that we continue to have a good time. So I look forward to seeing you guys out here. And for those of you that won't be able to make it this year, I will be, like always, making a video to the best of my ability, because it's really hard when I'm out here having so much fun to pick up the camera and try to sort of work, but I'll do my best to document it so you guys can experience it at least through my eyes. So, like always, you guys know the drill. Like this video if you do, subscribe if you haven't. Come be my wingman. See you on the next one. Peace. Again, head to omaze.com/Trent Palmer for your chance to win a fully customized 4x4 Sprinter van by Van Smith.